Hey, so yeah, my name's James. I'm a recent international business and economics graduate from Aston, and I'm basically now setting up my own company called Your Big Weekend, a company that I'm looking to disrupt the travel market by applying new technology to what I think is an underserved market at the moment. So I guess for me, for where it really all started was that before coming to university, I took a year out and travelled through Australia and New Zealand, and then obviously coming back to university in September to start my degree, and then subsequently from there carried on travelling, did Project Uganda, and just did other trips by myself, and not just through the university. And through my experiences, I really saw that the travel market was really underdeveloped in terms of its modern technology application. And there was really shortfalls in the way that customers were being served, and I really feel like there's gaps in the market that aren't really being filled by the current incumbents. So for me, it just seemed like a great opportunity to, one, not only be seen, but also the other resources the university can offer recent graduates, that not just going down the typical grad market route, and instead actually going forward and setting up my own company, something that I've got a lot of control over, but at the same time with a lot of support from Aston. For me, I think my degree at Aston really gave me not only the skills, the opportunity and the confidence to really take this idea forward, but ultimately it actually gave me the skills to even identify the opportunity to begin with. Without having that integral business knowledge, I wouldn't, whilst I've been travelling, I wouldn't have identified the shortfalls and the gaps in the market that I've now been able to identify, and which I can hopefully fill with my company. So yeah, for me, the reasons why I'm choosing to set up in Birmingham over moving back to the south is it seemed pretty obvious when I'm faced with much lower rental costs up here, which was obviously taking an immediate pressure off me setting up my own company. Beyond that, though, having spent 4 years studying in this city, I've grown quite attached to it. It's actually a really good city to be a young professional in, and looking even towards Birmingham's future, with banks such as HSBC moving their UK headquarters up here, High Speed 2 is coming up here. It really does seem like there's a bigger shift going on, and I feel like I'll be missing a massive opportunity by moving to the south and missing out on potentially a booming tech city. So yeah, at the moment, I'm day to day, I'm just laying the groundwork towards setting up my own company. But the main next stage is for me to jump on the B Scene program, which for me is such a huge opportunity, and I'd be really foolish not to take it. You'll be able to take advantage of desk space, free internet access, hopefully a grant as well from the university, which is obviously massively supportive I could put towards my business costs. But beyond that, looking at things like the mentoring and the networking opportunities, it's just such a significant opportunity for a young startup. And I think if you're thinking of starting up any kind of company, it's use the resources that you have and take the opportunity while it's there, and definitely jump on the B Scene program, because I'd highly recommend it. So yeah, on a daily basis, like most startups, I've got a day job, just tie me over and get some money in whilst I can and channel some of it towards investment into my business. I'm quite lucky the fact that my business is primarily online, which means my overheads, my costs, and my startup costs are quite low, so it's quite manageable. But then I really spend the rest of my afternoons and my evenings and my days off actually just trying to do whatever I can, either in terms of social marketing, developing the business plan, developing the financial aspects. And it's just everything's ongoing at a constant pace. Mainly as well, at some point in the future, to get some work experience working within the industry, because I think that's quite key. If you set up a startup, not only to have experience as a customer, but also have experience working within that industry. And so that's something I'm trying to aim for over the next couple of months, to try and actually get some first-hand experience from an insider's perspective. So yeah, for me, where I want to see myself in 5 years' time, I definitely want to have the website launched, ready, and taking in custom. But really, the main aim for me is 5 years after launch my main aim is to have 0.5% of the UK travel market, which works out to be about 2.8 million in turnover. Not really worrying about profitability too much. I want to try and just focus on grabbing market share with low overheads and stuff like that, and utilising the low cost of Birmingham to grab a good chunk of the market. Okay, so my favourite destination has to be Gili Trenggalek, which is basically next to Bali in Indonesia. The reason why it's my favourite is that it's quite underdeveloped. The only way to get onto the island is the boat pulls up against the shore. You have to jump onto the beach and just run against the waves, which is pretty fun. And then there's no cars on the island, so it's really relaxed. Everyone gets around by horse and cart, and so it's really surreal, and it's an incredible island to be in. The next destination that I'm heading over to, hopefully going to Dublin for my birthday, but after that going to hop over to Cuba as well for a couple of weeks, just to check it out before it opens up to the Americans and becomes a bit more westernised. I think the one item I would always take travelling with me is a pack of playing cards. Sounds a bit lame, but every person on the planet knows how to play cards. and it's just such a useful group experience, and like when you're socialising. So yeah, that's definitely one thing you have to take.